I'm not paying attention.
Our minds were elsewhere.
Johnny sharing his birthday present from Becca. How is everybody? I can't believe May is almost over. It's like, what? Where'd it go?
I know.
It's gone.
I did go to Barnes and Nobles today though, because it's triple points for premium members till tomorrow. So I got like 2 things, and then I went to the cafe because I could get a cheaper Starbucks at the cafe than at a regular Starbucks. So I did that. They're like, you have so many points. I'm like, no, save them. I'm like, save all my points. So
I hate to say Happy Memorial Day because it's a day of remembrance, for our fallen. I don't know what the proper word is, but for those who are celebrating Memorial's Day, take a minute to remember those that we have lost.
Mm-hmm.
Or barbecue and hot dog day for some of y'all.
Yeah.
Like the 4th of July.
That's the next holiday, right? Because there's nothing next month in June.
Except for some of y'all. I was talking to one of the people in the class there in Texas. It was 101.
Oh, no.
Day. I said, 101? That's foreign to me because it's still spring here. I'm like, 101? Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm.
That's warm. That's early warm. We're cold again. I had to put on long sleeves. I was like, we got storms last night and a cold front behind it. It's my heat's kicking on in the house again. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, no.
It's 68 here and cloud cover.
Oh yeah, Juneteenth in June, Becca.
Juneteenth.
Yeah, but it's not. At least, I don't think it's a federal holiday, is it? Because
it is now.
It is now.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say I don't remember it last year. It being a federal.
Biden made it so. Okay. I do believe.
So maybe there'll be another day off.
Father's Day. Mm-hmm. Father's Day is next month too, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then Grandparents' Day.
Our second weekend of our seminars falling on Father's Day, or is it the first weekend? No, the second weekend.
Mm-hmm.
When I worked for Hallmark, I knew all of that. I have no idea now.
Yeah, it's like my brain just. I had somebody that booked an appointment for February on my schedule, and I'm like, I always write down my appointments in a little calendar book, so that I've got backup in case I lose power. I can call people and tell them, hey, I don't have power. Hang on. So if I have an issue. And I'm like, but I don't have a 2025 calendar book yet. Too early. They're not even on the market yet. So, Mr. Johnny, what you got going on?
Learning patience. That's what I got going on. And it's not going very well at all. As I always say, I have all the patience in the world for human beings. I have no patience whatsoever for stuff. When I push play, it should play the first time. If I got to hit it on the side like it's a 1950s TV, then you don't work officially.
You pick it up and you throw it if you're an Aries.
I'm trying to learn. I really am trying to learn. I'm working on a tarot deck to have printed for the public. The one I made myself, I got it printed. And okay, you stop rocking back and forth.
You were using it last week. It's fabulous.
Yes, I love it too. It's. I'm not a sentimental person, but I'm attached to it now because this is all me, right? So now I need to make one that's like for real, but I have to take the time to figure out how to make it correctly in the right sizes and the right this and the right that and get the right paper and get the right everything. I also need to write a book maybe to go with it. So that's my line. And September, I set a date to at least have the deck done by September, not like for sale or anything, but to have it rough draft by September. Because I have a very busy June and a very busy July, and I'm moving in August, so that's the whole thing there. So September or a date, I got it set. So
And then the end of September is going to be busy.
oh my God, I forgot about that too. Yeah, yeah. Then there's that too. Okay, well we busy. We busy. We got things to do. So there's that. Oh, and I'm working on
Oh,
other projects at the moment as well too.
Tasman Crockett's and Aries too. That explains a lot.
Do you like the Nutella biscuits, Johnny?
You give me anything in a cookie form, I'm gonna eat it. So yes, I don't mind Nutella. I don't eat it as a sandwich because I don't know. My mind does one of them things to where it's not peanut butter, but when you eat it, it's like this is not peanut butter. Well, you knew that beforehand, but so but this form, I ate one and I put it down because I had technically just ate dinner and a whole thing of ice cream. I'm like, oh, stop being greedy. Fast.com, and you see my name and my picture the first soon as you get on there, but leave it alone. So I'm gonna eat them all tonight though. So no shame.
I just got an email from Amazon. I had ordered, and I've had them for a long time. The little pouches where you put your pens and stuff like that in. There was a recall, and they credited my account like $17. So I just went back on Amazon and ordered a bunch of these. Because it's a gift card. I'm like, order. So
Yeah,
somebody sent me a gift card for my birthday, and the first thing I did was, I wonder what kind of tarot deck I could buy. I'm like, you know what? Let's think outside the box, sir. We don't need a tarot deck today. So I bought, the little box things that you could plug your phone in, the mobile charger thingies. I bought one of those. That way, when we're out and about, I can always charge the phone from somewhere.
oh, that's nice.
But now I have a phone that keeps a charge all day, so now I don't need it. But you never know. I mean, you never know. When Jen gets here and we're going to be out and about hunting for Starbucks and stuff, we're going to use a lot of internet, a lot of phone battery. So,
and we're going to try to go live from Portland. So, which I usually just don't join on Sunday nights, but since it's me and Johnny both, we're going to have to figure out how to go live with Becca on Sunday night. Miss Becca, you got reading appointments?
Yeah, I have reading appointments available. Email me at houseofthenormanreadings.com. But you guys can do it like how when Johnny was here and we did it together. Just set up.
We'll be sitting in the same room type of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there are 7 computers in this house. One of them will hook us up to something.
Yeah. So
as long as the hotel has good Wi-Fi, we're good.
Yeah.
I'm bringing my laptop, so I'll have a wider screen.
Yeah, I'm doing personal readings, getting ready for Braxy's birthday next month. She'll be a whole 1 year old. A whole 1 year old. My little baby.
I can't believe that grows so fast.
Well, we got her when she was 5. She was 5 months old, so we haven't had her since she was like a little thing, but.
So she's a Cancer?
Why she whines all the time.
Oh my God. I sent Johnny and Jenny a video today.
I was going to say, you got to tell them about the video she sent, because I was laughing at you more than the dog because you're trying to act ferocious.
So I dressed up. I put on one of Matt's jackets and I put one of his motorcycle helmets on so she couldn't see my face. And I had a hammer in my hand and I went around the back to the back room where the pool table is. And I was like trying to scare her and she wimped out and ran away.
Becca's trying to be all intimidating and screaming, yelling.
I'm like, you're the worst guard dog ever. And she's like, and then she ran away. But I'm sure it was because Peanut was like, come in, you know, and I told him, I was like, that's not the command. The command is watch him, you know. So she got scared. Then I waited like 2 hours and I did it again. And then she got like barky, you know, but yeah, but it's like.
She's going to be hiding behind you if somebody breaks in.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it's just that Matt really sucks at the commands because he doesn't take the time to do the training. So he doesn't know what he's supposed to say. So instead of saying watch him, he said come in. So she's thinking, okay, this weird person with a bicycle helmet and a hammer is going to come into the house. And, you know, like.
Come in means I was expecting you. I know you were coming over.
Yes. And, you know, and then the second time I did it, I told him, I said, the command is watch him. And then he did it right the second time. And that's when she was like, you know, and it's funny too, because then after the second time I went in and I changed, I went back through the garage and I changed and I came back in and she ran outside. She was all checking like the yard, like where did that person go? Hiding? Yeah, where did the person with the hammer go? You know, but yeah.
But I have to say Becca was the best part with the hammer and the motorcycle helmet. I was like, what has she got on her head?
Had a motorcycle helmet on.
I thought at first it was a football helmet, and I'm like, no, it's got a thing over it. It's a motorcycle helmet. So, for those who are on the waiting list for the seminar, which is in 2 weeks, the good news is we are launching tomorrow the September and October seminar. So for those who want to learn astral body healing energy, working from the astral body back into the physical, you can go to my Jinlin Tarot website. And if you click on seminars, it tells you a little bit about the healing energy seminars. The June dates are already sold out, but here's the dates for September 27th through the 29th. And the other one is October 4th and through the 6th. They're identical to the June seminars. So, you know, if you're coming in June, you probably don't need to come again in the fall. It's Friday night from 6 to 8, Saturday 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. This is Pacific Standard Time, and Sunday 9 to 12. But starting tomorrow, you can actually book the seminar. You don't need to put yourself on the waiting list. Just go in and book. The waiting list is for when it sells out. So just like the seminar we're doing in June, the capacity is 35 for each weekend, and it'll give you a count. Like right now it shows 0 of 35. So you can tell like how quickly it's selling. We are only allowing registering through the end of August because I have to order supplies and lunch and things like that. So you have till the end of August to register for the event. We do have a coupon code, which you'll get in the confirmation email that gives you a discount on the hotel rate. And the hotel's directly across the street. The address and everything will be in the confirmation email. So if you register and you don't get a confirmation email, go into your junk mail folder and make sure it didn't go there, because it automatically sends a confirmation. So we sold out the June event. I hope you guys that weren't able to get in that one are able to sign up for our fall event. Johnny will be there again, so it's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, I highly recommend, if you've never been to Portland, you may want to take a couple of extra days. You can still get the same hotel rate if you want to stay a couple of days and look around Portland. It's a beautiful city.
Lots to do, lots to eat.
Great food of all types. Great food.
If you like eating, plan on gaining weight when you get here. Just factor that into your life, at least 600-700 pounds, and then you can take it off when you go back home. But
Yeah, I never had a bad meal the whole time I was there. It was
And there's
awesome.
also, for those interested, if you go below, if you're on the telephone, if you go below the video, there are products for Jinlin that you can buy there. They show
On,
up
on,
for
Johnny,
whatever.
on Johnny's videos. He's added me to his store.
They show up for whatever reason. They look blank, but that's the back of the shirt. So I don't know why they took a picture of the back of the shirt and put it on there. But if you click on it, then it will open up to the correct thing, and then you can get a Jinlin t-shirt or mug or whatever else. But it's on.
You could also, if you go on the Tara's Apprentice homepage, there's a tab for store. You can click on that. But yeah, it's showing the backs of the sweatshirts. If you click on the sweatshirts and t-shirts and mugs, if you click on the item, it'll turn around and show it to you from the front.
Mm-hmm. Nothing. It's not retrograde, right? But nothing cooperated with me on this computer.
I think it's the solar flares.
Something is just going nuts.
I'm blaming the solar flares. Sorry, I'm trying to get out of my screen share down below. It's distracting me. I'm not used to seeing it down there. The healing energy that I teach is not Reiki. If you know Reiki, you would probably love learning a new technique that will put another tool in your tool belt, so to speak. So it's goes deeper than Reiki. I don't do Reiki myself, but my assistant, Mary Harrow, who's in the chat, does Reiki. And she's like, it goes deeper. And, if there's alignment issues, you can actually feel the astral body turning. You can ask Johnny about that, because when I worked on his arm, he could feel it turning back and forth.
It's like yes, it feels like the whole thing in there is doing this. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. And I limit the class size because I'm very hands-on when I teach. I'm going around the room and working with everybody. So it's quite intense. And then on Sunday, we're going to do some things besides healing energy. We may do like opening up your mediumship and your psychic abilities and connecting with your guides, things like that. So there's some other fun things we'll be doing on Sunday also. But I love it. I've been practicing healing energy work since I was about 27, and I'm 63 now. So over 35 years. It's actually my first love. I love doing it more than reading tarot cards.
It's interesting how the tarot sort of ushered in. Like, I love teaching more so than I like reading. It's like it ushers in the other thing that you really want to do, but it's your bridge to it.
I read for somebody yesterday that took your tarot classes. She's like, he's an awesome teacher. I was like, yes, he is.
I try.
Well, let's see. We got to talk about the rubber chickens. So
what's going on with that? Because I have no idea. Never heard of the rubber chickens. What's
yeah, I didn't catch it till today. It was really funny because I wasn't watching the news last night, and I had dinner with a friend last night. It was hysterical. Trump went to the Libertarians convention, and RFK Jr. also went. He's an independent, but they're both trying to get the Libertarian nomination. And RFK Jr.'s PAC handed out rubber chickens because Trump, like with squeakers in them, Trump won't debate RFK Jr. So they're calling him chicken or whatever. And I figured it was also because he wouldn't testify in his New York trial, right? Because
he won't debate anybody. He didn't even go to the Republican debates. He's not going to debate.
Well, he's going to debate Trump, but as you saw from the thumbnail, I had him in prison debating.
No. I'm talking Trump. Trump didn't even debate during the Republican stuff.
Yeah.
So, and he's like, oh, I'll debate Joe Biden. He's already setting up to back out of it. He's already setting up to back out.
We're going to read on that in a minute. But anyway, so they hand out these rubber chickens. So all through Trump's speech, like they had a vote before he spoke, trying to block him from even being allowed to speak. Libertarians do not like Trump. And they were like trying to block him from coming in and speaking. So the whole time he's speaking, you got to look at some of the Twitter videos. They are booing the crap out of him. He's like, so you don't want to win. You know, they are booing the crap and they're squeaking the rubber chickens. And Secret Service is going around and confiscating the rubber chickens. Now, a rubber chicken is not a weapon unless you're like throwing it at them, right? Squeaking a rubber chicken is not a danger. They had no business taking them from them. They were a prop, just like a sign or anything else. So I guess maybe we should start with
choking the chicken.
What did Trump think about all the rubber chickens?
Choking the chicken, honey.
Choking the chickens, making them squeak and boo and. It was the worst speech ever. I mean, he looked like he was getting redder and madder through the whole thing.
I gotta watch it because all the other times where he's been booed, it's been in a large enough arena to where he can just dismiss it. This is too in your face. Like you were brought there to make a speech and people were squeezing their rubber chickens and booing you. Like that must have been a narcissistic wound like no other, you know?
It's like he's sitting there telling them, you need to nominate me tomorrow when you do your votes and you need to vote for me, you know, make your vote count and stuff. So he apparently is starting to get panicked about votes. You know, he used to tell people, oh, well, if you don't vote for me, it doesn't matter. I'm going to win anyway. Now he's getting nervous.
Because now you see what a tower looks like. A tower moment looks like live on TV. Because he is there and you know how he feels about his image and he's being humiliated. The crowd's not responding. They're not hanging on his every word. They ain't got their stupid tinfoil MAGA hats on. They're literally mocking him in front of the whole world and he's losing his absolute mind.
If you did not see my thumbnail for tonight's video after we're done, you got to go back and look at the thumbnail for the video. It's hysterical. Little cartoon.
I took Braxy on a walk yesterday down the beach, the long walk that I take her to, and I saw these two older gentlemen that were walking on the same path. I was going this way, they were coming this way. And they were both idiots were wearing Make America Great Again hats, and I was so tempted to just like throw a stick or something in the way so that they trip on it. Like I'm like, it's people like you.
Yeah, I should keep a pocket full of little mushrooms and just hand them to them.
or like a pocket full of tacks or something and throw it. Like next time I see one of those idiots, throw it in their way. Mm-hmm.
So,
oh my God, Johnny, tell them about that.
Johnny's birthday present from Becca.
So I got another present from Becca outside of this. I can't traumatize them by what's about to happen now. And so later on that day, this showed up, and then it had a note in it too. And then another one showed up, and it had a note in this one too, and says, "Happy birthday, here's your bag of dicks."
You're welcome. The note said,
okay.
You're welcome.
Okay, then. Okay.
Those are like the best little chopsticks ever. I love them so much.
They taste good too. I don't know what that means.
Bag of dicks, Johnny. Your bag of dicks.
Well, happy birthday to me.
So, how did Trump feel about getting booed?
Aww, sad face.
I don't think he was expecting it at all, because I'm getting it partners like in the Libertarian Party, like that invited him there. What are you getting, Becca?
The storks, I'm sorry, the snake, the storks, and the bear. Vindictive and vicious with the snake. The stork is always about an improvement to something's that's always high, but it adds to. And then the bear is power. The bear is also in the club suit. The club suit is the negative suit in the deck. It's almost like vindictive, like if I win this, I'm coming after you, sort of thing. Because it's I don't know. I didn't know about the rally, so they might have said something about him wanting to be a dictator, because this is like raising your power and being very controlling, you know. So they may have said something along those lines, like, you know, we don't want a dictator or what, something about that. But vindictive, and he's put them on the list of, y'all are on my hit list for retribution, you know, because how dare you.
They'll put him in a concentration camp later.
Yeah, it's like he's like, you know, I am Donald Trump, your patron saint of bullshit and liars and thieves, you know, like how dare you. So that's what I get, vindictive.
Well, his ruling planet is Mercury. That is the god of liars and thieves. So.
There you go. We're going to make him the patron saint of liars and thieves.
Defensive, very defensive, very, 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 very defensive. Because mind you, this was also something he couldn't control. And so at his rallies with the people in the tinfoil hats, he speaks and they listen, or they react to what he wants them to react to. So he's very used to that type of thing. But here, this fell out and I put it back in, but 10 of swords. But there is the 10 of cups and the 5 of cups. And so he felt very ousted. He felt very rejected, maybe also a little bit alone, because he could not control. He couldn't gain control either once the control left, like immediately, especially with the chicken thing. And no, it is not the Secret Service's job to take away the little plastic chickens, because he's not being threatened. His pride maybe, but not his physical well-being. Not to mention, if he is in a dangerous situation, you remove him, not all of the chickens, because it's easier to take the one man out of the dangerous situation than it is try to gain control of a crowd. And so that had nothing to do. That was just more, don't hurt his feelings. How dare you?
And to Johnny's point with the bear, it's about control. It's the boss. It's the executive. When you do a grand tableau, you look to where the bear's paw is sitting on the card beneath it to see what needs to be put under control. So with that whole thing about having the Secret Service come out and take, that's his attempt to try to regain control and be the bully. Like, you will submit to me. I am, you know, Lord Almighty. You know what I mean? Like, it's just sad.
Yeah, and it's funny. Like, he was dangling everything he could. He was like, "Oh, I'll put libertarians in the White House in my cabinet and stuff." Like, he was trying to dangle everything in front of them, and they weren't having it. You know, there's dark money behind this too, him going there, but they were ready for him to get on and off the stage. They thought he was just there, like, trying to raise money. He had agreements with people to be there, so he thought he had friends there. But, you know, he's the bully and, you know, the one trying to be the dictator. He thinks he and his family morally are on a higher ground, but he could not wait to get off that stage. He thought they were crazy. He thought that it made him look like he was a loser. His image as the loser.
And here's the thing: libertarians have a ridiculous ideology, absolutely ridiculous ideology. Like, they don't believe in anything, you know.
And he kept telling him, "You're like us. You're like us." And it's like, you know.
No. The problem with Trump is that he has his cult following, literally and figuratively, a cult following that want to see a dictatorship. And the libertarians actually have, as insane as it is, an actual ideology. it's not a cult of personality. So I don't think he's ever been put in front of an audience where, as crazy as their ideology is, it's still an ideology. Do you see what I'm saying?
There's still a platform to it.
Yeah, there's still a platform, whereas he has nothing.
And mind you, the MAGA eats the lie. And I think that he is now used to going and speaking in front of people who eat every word he says.
Yes.
And he's not, but sometimes, okay, some of them, they walk out because they heard it before and nothing changes. But they don't then react. They just walk out. And those people can be ignored because we've seen him walk out, but he doesn't care. But when they start reacting and then shout you down like they do anybody else, that, no, we're not going to hear that. We're not going to sit and listen to that either because I know you're lying. Your lips are moving, type of thing. And so he's not used to that, and I'm here for it. I want the universe to bring us more of these situations. Thank you very much.
Well, and a lot of people were calling out it was not Secret Service's job to take away the rubber chickens. They didn't pose a threat. And our taxpayer money pays for that. He's also traveling, making money off the Secret Service, staying in his hotels and stuff still, when he goes to these rallies. So I want to know, is there going to be any backlash for the Secret Service taking the rubber chickens? Anybody going to look into that? Like, that's a very dictator kind of thing. It's like, no, you're here to worship Trump, not to use your little rubber chickens. Trump couldn't choke his chicken with that little mushroom. Well, he does have tiny chickens, though.
Buy him some thread. No.
Tiny.
No backlash. No public backlash. Don't say that. The Six of Pentacles, I think there's a submission to like the rules and the guidelines and the things like that. Because mind you, just spitballing, this may never have been a situation in that moment, but I think you put him at more danger doing such a thing like that than you would, again, just removing him. What if they reacted to you and then began to assault you? Yes, you got a gun, but you don't know how people reacted. You cannot tell a person how to react to something you're doing. And so the numbers game could have got hairy. Some people could have got more angry and so forth and so forth. That was not the way to diffuse a situation. And if you thought he was in danger, then you remove him, not the other stuff around. And so I think it's more of a behind the scenes, let's stick to the rules, that type of thing. But I don't think there's a backlash.
Well, and that's the thing, like Secret Service has rules for protecting former presidents. And I'm pretty sure in those rules, there's nothing about confiscating rubber chickens.
I get a no, not for the rubber chickens, for stuff that was stolen in boxes. Mice, coffin, key, not the rubber chickens. There's going to be backlash about something stolen in a box that's led to a loss that has been retrieved, and it's very important. So I don't know if that's in regards to the, oops, we accidentally deleted all of our text messages. Oh, crap, you got them from the cloud.
Well,
shoot, but not the rubber chickens.
And then finding more boxes in his bedroom as they discovered. Look at him. He's just showing up all over the place. It was done on his directive. Like he's, that's your job. You're supposed to do that. There's, they should have walked away, but they're worried about his image and they're gonna crowning the reading. They almost started a fight over it, so to speak.
Make them take their chickens away. They're hurting my feelings. You're making me look bad.
I do get there's going to be there's going to be an investigation into the Secret Service around him that's going to burden them So I do get like there is some bad news. The inside men with the knowledge here, they've got the knowledge. There's going to be something that comes up with them legally. But so I'm with you, Becca. Maybe about those boxes.
Because I got the mice, the coffin, and the key. Stolen, a thief, something missing, loss. Both cards are losses, and then the key is like it's retrieved, it's opened. So something that got taken away, lost and ended, got reopened. So that's why my mind went to not the chickens, but something that was stolen.
Let's take a look at that, because there was footage pictures that just came out taken at Mar-a-Lago, like Walt Nauta carrying boxes back into Trump's bedroom where they discovered more. Trump had told him to move them without being on camera, like he was aware there were cameras and stuff.
Yeah, kind of like, oops, accidentally flood the server machine with the pool.
Yeah, but don't have that on camera either. So is this going to give Jack Smith's team the ability to put more pressure, like on Walt Nauta?
I'm sorry, what's the question?
These additional pictures that have come out, is this going to enable Jack Smith's team to put more pressure on Walt?
To my understanding, they've had those pictures. It has just now been released to the public, unsealed to the public. So this was part of the stuff that Jack Smith already had. It's just been released recently to us.
Maybe we should start here, because Cannon, she's like delaying. Jack Smith asked for a gag order to be put on Trump because he's threatening FBI agents.
Well,
and he's telling false things, like he's saying that the FBI came in with the intent of unaliving him.
mhm.
So, which is all, bullcrap. Will Jack Smith get his gag order out of Eileen Cannon? By the way, Rand Paul's dad, I didn't even know he was still alive. He spoke at the Libertarian convention also. I had totally forgotten Stewie Rhodes worked for Ron Paul when he was a senator or a congressman.
Birds of a feather.
Yeah. Because if she doesn't give him the gag order, it'll give him one more thing he can take to the 11th Circuit.
Mhm. She knows she's on notice. It's like she's trying to split the baby without the wisdom of Solomon at this point. Like
She's just trying to hang on and delay as long as she can.
And keep the case so it can't be brought to trial.
I read it was partial gag order somewhere. I forget whose headline it was, but there is something given, 6 of Pentacles, and then there is a deal, 2 of Cups. And so I get, yes, still beware of dog, because there is still schemes, 7 of Swords, 5 of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups always appears pretty, but there is something behind the veneer. So still beware of dog, keep watch, but I do get something is given and a deal is made.
Thank you, Judy. What you getting, Becca?
The sun, the bouquet, and the garden. That's a yes. But it's almost okay. You can't talk about this. You can't say this thing, but feel free to say everything else. So it's almost like it's very tailored to what was asked for, because that's granted, if that makes sense. So, and there's something here about him putting it out at a social event, whether that's social media or at his rallies or whatever. Yes, but it's like he keeps doing it anyways. Do you see what I'm saying? So
like she's never going to enforce it.
Yeah.
Like Merchan did.
Yeah. So it's like she grants it with the bouquet. She grants it, but it's still being out there in the public platform, either via Truth Social or at rallies or whatever. So
yeah, I get a yes on the bottom too, that she grants it. She's trying to cling to her judgeship. She's trying to hang on, and she's feeling bullied and threatened right now. But she's trying to ease out of this. There's a problem with the gag order. I get a yes, but there's a problem in the way that she tries to temper Trump. And he's going to keep being a burden with his mouth, as well as other Republicans. So,
we just saw the trick that Trump pulled in New York. They gagged him. The judge said, one more word out of your mouth and I'm throwing you in jail. So what did he do? He rounded up the clowns from Congress to come and break the gag order for him.
Tide Brigade.
Yeah. So, knowing that, I don't know if the judge can enforce anything, or if the judge at that point was just like, you know what, this trial is over on Tuesday, to hell with it. You know what I mean? But he's sneaky like that. They tell him no. And he just,
It's funny because, like, when if he breaks it, there may be a break with her from the court. So can we ask, is Jack Smith, let's see what the energy looks like now. I know we've read on it before. Is Jack Smith going to get Eileen Cannon off this case? I kind of feel like he's waiting on the Supreme Court immunity decision to make a move on anything Trump. That's a whole nother can of worms we're going to look at. Alito and his flag obsession.
I keep getting, I think, over and over, like in New York, will they throw the book in? Will they throw them in jail? Will they do this? Like everybody keeps getting another chance. Maybe they just keep giving them more rope or whatever the case may be. But I get the moon to start out. And then there's the Queen of Cups, the Tower, and the King of Swords. And it's like they have to reach a certain height in the tower before it falls, before it's struck. Because the tower is what they built to try to sneak into heaven. So you have to actually get to a certain point, and then it goes to hell in a handbasket. And so his actions are going to depend on how far she goes. And right now, to us, she went too far years ago. But to them, there is a certain amount, and then boom. So I get a wait and see. Basically,
I asked, will Judge Aileen Cannon remain on the classified documents case? Plain and simple. I got the child, the tower, and the ship. New, there's a bureaucracy, transfers. So it's like it gets transferred
to a different judge.
New and inexperienced. Just starting, there's the law, and then it transfers. So it doesn't tell me what brings it up. Maybe she keeps making a whole bunch of errors. Maybe it's because she still hasn't held a SEPA Section 5 hearing that she should have done 10 months ago. Now she's indefinitely delayed the case that everybody says it's open and shut.
Tried to teach her how to handle these, like, because she doesn't know and she should learn how to do it. And
she gets pissed off and she gets very confrontational with him, so it's I don't know. I
get strength on the bottom for Jack. It's like he's shining a light on the fight is very burdened here. And the loser and the money is behind Trump. Like she's paid to do this is what I'm getting. So I do get someone else will get the job here, and new court starting up. Could be 3 weeks, 3 months. That's a 3 card for me. 3 of Wands, like a timing card for me. He's got a list of things. Like this has been going on long enough, and he is going to sick the 11th Circuit on her.
But
so he's going to bully her back. It's just a matter of time.
It's not just the fact that Donald Trump is supposed to have a speedy trial under constitutional law, which we all know he's trying to delay because he knows he did it. Anytime Trump wants a speedy trial is when he thinks he's going to get something. Funny how he's been trying to delay every single thing, because he knows that the evidence is against him. Well, not just for Trump, but for the public. And not just for the public, national freaking security. Because those reports were saying that they found classified documents that were scanned and put on a personal computer for somebody for his super PAC.
Yeah.
So disseminating classified.
How many people have copies of those secret documents now? We'll never know. They're all over the place.
I mean, the way that they're going to have to do the risk assessment for spillage is I don't even know. I don't even know at that point,
So,
can I ask a off-topic weird question?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you want to do this, Rebecca, because it's more of a tarot thing, but maybe you can still read an energy into it. Why did he show up like this when we started, but like this now?
Okay.
Because that's a significant change for those learning tarot. This was not an original part of the tarot, no, but since it is now, this is where you start. And this is never where you want to be, but it is still a mentality thing because you haven't lost everything. But his energy, as we have seen his life, has shifted from the person who jumped into this unprepared and to where he is now losing everything or seemingly losing everything. But why does it?
For 3 years, he was the fool. 3 years. And all of a sudden in the past year, it's the loser card all over again. How many times have I pulled it up tonight already?
Yeah. And mind you, we've seen it now live on TV, on Fox News. Why is he showing up this way now? Like energetically, it's an identity marker. Like I was telling people in the class today, we were doing the cups, and the cups are the water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But I say pay more attention to how a person behaves than their astrological sign, because charts are not just as simple as you are a Cancer, the end.
Because Johnny, teach for a minute. 5 of Cups. Glass.
This is your beginning journey, but you have a lot of lessons to learn. The World card is where you're trying to get to. The World card has the 4 fixed signs in it, but they are persons who have learned their lessons. If you have a tarot deck, this is part of the lesson, if you will. If you have a tarot deck, look at your Wheel of Fortune and look at your World card. Your Wheel of Fortune is where your lessons are starting to go from the physical to the spiritual and all that type of stuff. You see the 4 people or the 4 figures there. Those are the 4 fixed signs of astrology, but they have books and wings. They are in learning mode. Here, they have no books because they have now learned or completed the lesson. But this is where everyone starts. So you go from here, where you seem to be unprepared. You start to learn different kinds of lessons because up until now, all you've done was meet people. You got the high priestess, which is yourself. You got the Hierophant, which is your elders, and your mother and father with the emperor and the empress. And so then you turn and then you start to experience life and the star and the sun and the tower and the justice and all these type of things. And then you learn your lessons. Somewhere along the line, though, when you start to hit the bumpy roads, you go into grief and depression, but you stay there sometimes.
But it's also regrets, and we know Trump doesn't have regrets. It's glass half empty, glass half full.
We don't see him have regrets, but the cards are saying he's in this mode to where he is moping over something.
I get
and maybe it's the loss of his identity, and maybe it's the loss of his money, which was part of his identity, the loss of his status. But there's a shift.
He pulled off the biggest grift he's ever pulled off by landing in the White House, and now everybody done seen his ass. Because again, tapar el sol con un dedo. You can't go outside and go like
seen
this.
It, heard it, smelled it.
And close one eye, and nobody else is gonna see the sun. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like you're taking this huge thing, you're trying to cover it up. You can't. You done showed you're behind. I get the child, the storks, the lilies, the cross, and the clouds. The child is about naivety, something young, new, innocent. And with the storks here, it always adds to. And it's also the card of new beginnings as well. So there's almost like a recklessness.
The child is probably the closest to the full. It's new. It's a new journey. There's a little naivete, like you don't know what you're getting into.
It would be these two, because we don't read Lenny's by themselves. So it would be these two, because both of them talk about new beginnings. Okay, so he's naivety, being childish, foolish, thinking that he can just one up. Difficulties with maturity, not being able to stop and think about stuff and make smart choices, and then it's followed by the clouds. This tells me regret. This right here is pain, punishment, and regret, and there's nobody here to help you. And this whole mess you created all on your own. The storks and cross, you can't overcome this problem. There's no way around it. So you finally got yourself into a box that the only way that you know how to fix it is cheat your way back into the presidency or delay indefinitely until the day that you leave this earth. But there is regret. I do get regret because he's suffering for it. And then this right here, innocence, maturity, but then there's problems, huge problems. So everything that he did when he thought that it was just, there would be no accountability, like a child. I'm just going to eat 80 bags of candy with no foresight that, I'm going to throw up later. You know what I mean? The same type of thing. He didn't think ahead. It was all in the now, and I have all this power.
He doesn't learn. He doesn't mature. He doesn't grow. He doesn't learn.
Yeah. He doesn't think of the consequences. And if he does, he doesn't pay attention because he's always been able to get out of stuff. Whereas this time, there's no getting out of it unless he gets tickets to the park or he swindles his way back into the White House. That's it. But even then, he can't take away the state charges. Yeah.
His mouth gets him in trouble. It's like, for him, the journey is all about his image, his brand, his image. It's all about his image and being the dictator on day one. But he's also a drama queen. Poor me, poor me. They're coming after me. They're coming after me and getting away with everything. Those days are done, dude. You're not getting away with anything anymore. So you have an opportunity to reassess, but truth is hitting him in the face. And like the more the truth comes out, the more people share and stuff. And he's trying to get away and he's trying to sacrifice, but I don't get regrets. I just get, he does. It's all image. It's all facade. There's nothing inside.
I get regrets because tapar el sol con un dedo.
He will regret it.
He can only fool so many people. The idiots that go to his rallies. You can't fool the whole world when everybody done seen your behind all over the place,
Seen
it, smelled it, heard it.
If that is him, that's the card of regret.
Yeah.
This is the card of new journey, beginnings. But this person can lead to this person. Now, when you're on the fool's journey, you're to learn lessons while you go through your situations. I think half of his problem is because the first card I got was the Seven of Cups. He made the wrong choices over and over and over. Problem is Nine of Cups, Three of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, Three of Cups. When he goes down the road, let's say he has no money whatsoever, and everybody in the world is telling him, okay, get a job. Somebody gives him $10 and it covers his needs, and he thinks, okay, everything's fine. I don't need to change anything. Everything's fine. No, that was a momentary moment in time. So what you need to do is correct things. You need to get a job. That way you can get off of this path. But he cannot. There's the Judgment card. Judgment card is judgment skills, but again, we started with bad choices, which then leads to him to go through a loop over and over again. And so now he's in this mode to where, what do I do now? Well,
to your point, he gets caught in one crime, so then he commits 15 to cover up the one. And then he gets caught for 15 to cover up the one, so then he commits 45 to cover up the 15 that he did. Do you see? He doesn't.
His problem his whole life has been that he wants people to yes him. And when people tell him no, or you can't do that, or that's wrong, he's going to keep going till he finds the person that yeses him. And he's like, okay, that's my man. That's my man. They're loyal to me. See, they agree. The election was stolen. They agree. You know, that's who I'm going to cling to. He won't listen to the ones that give him the best advice.
Even though, according to Cassidy Hutchinson's testimony under oath, he knows he lost.
He knows he lost.
His words were, I can't lose to this effing guy.
Yeah.
I can't believe I lost to this effing guy. He knows. It's tapar el sol con un dedo. How I can pull the wool over everybody else's eyes so long as they don't see the truth that I am a loser.
Yeah, that's a good point. How's he going to feel when he loses again to Biden?
He's already priming it up. He's already primed. The election is rigged. The election is rigged unless I win.
He's already got people like Rick Scott saying, "Oh, I won't confirm any election other than if Trump wins." You know, he's already saying that. He's got people in the House and Senate saying that already. It's ridiculous.
Good luck with that, considering that they have to get in the new Congress before the new president. So are you going to not put in the new Congress? You're going to throw those out too?
You're not going to certify the Congress?
Are you all wanting an indictment just like everybody else on the Trump train? I mean, by all means, if we can't vote them out, indict them.
What did we just talk about? There's the whole new deck, but there's the Five of Cups, first of all. Five of Cups, Ten of Swords, Eight of Cups. He would feel as though everything has been taken and everything has been lost. That's him. I got no oil today.
No fool anywhere.
Where'd it go? He ran away from me. Come back. He would feel loss in. This is loss. It's his mourning. This is loss as in ruin. Like everything has gone to absolute crap. This is worse than the Tower for me. Because the Tower, at least you can pick up the rubble and start over and get a new plan. The Ten of Swords is like everything's gone. The rubble is gone. The ground you wanted to build it on, everything's gone. And so, desolate. Eight of Cups. He's going to try something else because he's flailing in the wind. But I'm talking, you got a small MAGA crowd now. It's going to be even smaller later. So
he's going to be very defensive about the votes and all the work that he put into it. Very smug about it and looking at his legal options right away. This is unfinished work, so he's going to keep on trying to say it's stolen again, or whatever. probably drinking, losing, trying to find some way to have some power and not accepting it, like just not accepting it.
So I get that he has a desire to go back to the administration because it's going to be a business. Okay. So it's the heart, the stars, the house, the fish, and then him. He wants to be back there. This is
To make money.
To make money. However, how is he going to act when he loses? Get ready for a lot of mail and a lot of phone calls and a lot of tweets to raise money.
To fight it legally. Yeah.
I don't get fighting in court. I don't get any of that. It's a way to get more money from people. So I don't get court. I don't get the election was stolen. I just get that, okay, I want to be in the White House. I didn't win. He might try to overturn some with the Storks there. Overturn the results with the Storks in the letter. But it's 2020 2.0, the same strategy. But let's throw more Republicans in prison. Why not? I mean,
So
y'all dare commit crimes and we just throw you in prison.
before we look at the hush money trial, can we look at the first debate with Biden? Because that's coming up like in 2 weeks, June 14th, 3 weeks.
I'm going to ask if he's going to debate Biden.
How will the debate with Biden go? Will he show up? Will he be there? How will it go? Will he be on a little TV monitor from prison or Mar-a-Lago with the ankle bracelet on? Because they're saying they're going to shut off the microphones and not let them talk over their time.
I meant to use this.
Oh, June 14th is his birthday. Is that the day of the debate? Thank you, Terry, for repeating the questions. Becca for president. Becca could have gotten nominated at the Libertarians before Trump. They don't even know her.
And I think the Libertarians are bat crap crazy. Okay, like, they're living in a fantasy. Those people. I get no. Stays quiet.
Like doesn't debate.
Mm-mm. The tree and the book. Something solid that is secret, something solid that is quiet. I don't know if he backs out of it because of all the stuff going on with the classified documents case and all the other 18 million trials and 3,000 indictments that he has, that there's just too much to clobber him over the head with. But it's quiet.
Huh. That's interesting because I get like temperance on the debate, the communication.
I saw something where he wants to have it at Fox News with people that favor him to monitor to do the debate, and he's trying to get them to move it over to Fox News. But I don't know. I haven't checked on it in a few weeks. But he was already setting it up to where if I don't get it my way, then it was rigged. But I think they were wanting to do it on CNN, and he's like, no.
Justice in isolation, maybe with the family and kids. So I'm going to say confined at Mar-a-Lago.
Joyce is saying Trump will say the judge won't let him debate. I can't debate. I have a gag order.
Anxious and out in the cold.
What's so crazy? Your thumbnail shows the orange person on the camera there. It's like there he is with his split tan on his. I get no matter what happens, the calm and rational person is the one that is favored. The person who can, mind you, let's not. I mean, Joe Biden's the king of cups, but Joe Biden got a tongue too, so he knows how to take care of himself verbally. But the person who is calm and rational is the one who wins this in particular fight. I don't know if the moderators is a man and a woman, but nothing really crazy goes down. But Joe Biden will be all right. Joe Biden, the presidents usually do better in their first debates when they're trying to be president than they do in the other ones because they're kind of worn out and tired. But he'll be all right.
But he's got more accomplishments he can brag about than Trump ever did. I would like to see the orange turd debate the brain worm.
The Trillium is saying that Trump accepted the 2 Biden dates on CNN, then announced his very own dates as if Biden had accepted them, and Biden had nothing to do with it. See, so he's already setting it up to
twist it around.
Backpedal. Mm-hmm.
And mind you, keep in mind too, it's different this time because Trump has a presidency behind him. It's not like Biden doesn't have anything but sound bites to pick at. No, he has a whole 4-year administration to pick at. It's different if he was just saying, "Oh, Trump is being divisive because he's talking about the wall." And all. No, he can talk about the criminal aspect of the wall now because it's.
Yeah, he can talk about how many trillions our national debt went up because of his criminal behavior.
Donald Trump has 4 years of a failed presidency and a criminal crimes and a crime spree in the White House.
Who's currently in court while you're debating me? It's not.
Yeah, so I can't go because I have to go sit in a very cold court. It's what do you have to brag about? What do you have to brag about?
What are your accomplishments?
What he had none other than ripping babies away from their parents, which pissed off the majority of
tax to billionaires. That's it. You didn't build a wall. You didn't defeat ISIS. You didn't
the infrastructure. Never got the infrastructure. Never got the health care.
Tried to cancel health care for millions of people. Thank you, John McCain, for saving that.
And that failed too, to repeal the Affordable Care Act. So what does he have? What does he have?
If I were Biden, you're supposed to wear your suit and your tie, look professional. You're representing the world. But I would completely, absolutely, and totally wear a shirt with his mugshot on it and stand right there on that stage.
I'd wear one with a big orange turd on it.
With his 0987, whatever his name is.
I just can't believe that here we are in the 21st century with a felon
running for president,
running for office,
a rapist, a felon, a fraud.
But please tell me how America is so great and well respected when we have a clown like that who said, "I would let Russia do whatever they want with Ukraine."
So let's look again. The jury's going to hear the closing arguments Tuesday, and then they go into deliberations. Is he going to get convicted? That they've got 12 jurors that have to agree on 34 counts. Is he going to get convicted on some of those 34 counts? Because then that's going to put Merchan in a tough spot because he's going to have to come up with the sentence. And Merchan also just got named to another court case. I forgot what it was. I don't know if it was the Rudy one or something. He just got named to another court case. Like he's going to, or another Trump one. He's going to run into him again. Was it Bannon's? He was put on Bannon's case.
I just can't believe this. I mean, and to think that the Republicans lost their ever-loving minds over a black man wearing a tan suit. And they were talking impeachment. But you got this clown over here who was impeached twice for extortion and then an insurrection with 88 felony counts. And
Hey, I'll take a dictator over Biden any day. That's their mindset. They have drunk the Kool-Aid.
That's because they've never lived under one. You would
Exactly.
think a whole lot differently, because right now you think it's not you he's aiming for, but it will be one day.
They can't even see it. That he's going to try to cut Social Security and everything else. They
those
can't.
guns these idiots love so much, that's the first thing authoritarians come and get is your guns.
They think that he's going to jail all the Democrats and libtards and everything, and that's going to be wonderful.
And let's sit down and think about that for a minute. Let's say tomorrow, in the nightmare that would be if Donald Trump rose to power again and he went full scorched earth authoritarian dictator like he said he was going to be, and he starts jailing all the Democrats. What's going to keep the economy going? Because there's not enough of you dipshits, out there. Oh, and what's going to happen when they take away your Social Security, your Medicare, your Medicaid, all that stuff? You're going to come get the Democrats out of prison. Oh, we're so sorry. Like when they come and get your guns. I mean, these people don't see past their own.
Because they're uneducated. They don't. It was funny. Like I was watching somebody going around interviewing. And he said, "What started the Civil War?" And they couldn't even talk about slavery. Like they're so poorly educated. They're like, I'm like, oh my God.
And here's the thing, with all these book bannings and rewriting history in all these Republican states, that generation coming up, unless they go to a higher education, to college or university, they're not going to learn. They're never going to know that we had a civil war in this country that was created by people wanting to keep Black people as slaves.
Yeah,
and it's not because they're stupid, it was because that history was erased from them. So I don't know. He likes the uneducated. He said it himself.
If Rhonda says, let me get this straight. Banna's going in front of Merchan with Costello as his attorney. I'll bring the popcorn.
You're kidding me. Costello, the one
the one that was so bad on the stand last week, is Bannon's attorney.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be... I ran out of
We'll have to look at that in a minute. Bannon and Costello.
What'd you get, Johnny?
Will he be convicted of any of the 30 whatever counts? Yeah. Not all, possibly. But yeah. There are some that stick for whatever reason. The World and the Four of Pentacles. But something else. This card, there's two of them that came with this. It says loading. It's this deck is called the Insta Tarot or something like that. So it's like Instagram, but tarot version. So it looks like an Instagram post when you look at it. And I kept this in there. So it's like things are still developing is what this card means to me. And so there's still something, though, that is being looked at, looked up, looked after, something like that. Something is still developing on whatever other charge. So as far as how many, I have no idea because something is still in development. But will there be at least one? Yes.
I get that. He sure as hell ain't going to be innocent. There's your innocent. Oh, look, I'm innocent. There's the negotiations and all the talk, perhaps with the jurors. Yeah, not too sure about you being innocent, buddy. Like this is big trouble, big trouble. So
yeah,
I don't know how that counts, but he ain't gonna be found innocent.
He's trapped by the money, so the checks and everything, and trying to bully, to secure everything, to keep it quiet. This loser's going into some sort of going away, Dark Night of the Soul, into some kind of institution. So will he be convicted? Yes. An isolation of some kind. And again, in case you missed it tonight,
I bet you Melania's sitting there counting down the days. Please put him in jail already. I cannot stand him. Even though they don't even share a house at this point, you know.
let's look at will Mershon jail Trump immediately pending the appeal? Because you know Trump's going to appeal it, but will he go ahead and jail Trump just like they did Peter Navarro, who's already served 2 of his 4 months? Trump's already saying he'll put him in the White House again too. It's like, oh great, surround yourself with the same kooks that have already been in jail. Right? Will Mershon isolate him somehow pending the appeal?
He said he's going to put Nikki Haley in his cabinet too, since she's kissed the ring finally.
Yeah, she's flip-flopped again after he made fun of her husband. Oh, I'm going to vote for Trump. She'd be better off saying nothing, you know, not saying who she's voting for.
Who, Nikki Haley?
Yeah, than to endorse Trump. It's crazy.
Oh.
She's spineless. She was going to always do it. I think we even read on that. Of course she is.
Yeah.
Like,
She's going to flip flop 100
bashing Donald Trump, and then you're going to sit there and cower down. I don't think the people that were behind Nikki Haley are going to go, okay, we'll vote for Trump now. Like, people are that stupid that you can just spin their necks like that and do the thinking for them. If anything, I'm wondering if those people that were strong Nikki Haley supporters as the antithesis to Trump are going to be like, oh, F you now, Nikki Haley. Like, she done lost the small support that she had for turning like that.
Will he go straight to jail? I don't get that. I don't. I've never been. Oh, he's going to flee the country. I know, but I don't see him being immediately jailed either. So it's like, there's your judgment, there's your decision. The page of wands, there's the message, dancing in the street, but there is your message. And then here is like cooperation. With the chariot, it's like the two sides have to come together in agreement. So I don't think they're going to haul him away, that type of thing. For whatever reason, they're still treating him like a person. And so he can stand on his own 2 feet and turn himself in instead of being drug in, which, fine. But for theater, which is what they're all about, I would like you to resist a little bit. I really would. But no.
But what's interesting about the whole thing is he's on bail in 4 different jurisdictions. He is out on bail. You get that in your head, Johnny. He is out on bail in 4 different jurisdictions. All he's got to do is F up in one, and any of them can throw his butt in prison. Or
that's a heck of a sentence right there. He is out on bail in 4
jurisdictions: Georgia, Florida, Washington, and where's the other one? Does he have 2 in Washington? Because the classified documents case in Florida, the stuff in New York, Georgia, and then Washington. So there's your 4.
Yes.
Soon to be coming with the other swing states in Arizona if they indict him again. So that'll be out on bail on 5 jurisdictions.
Yeah, Michigan or Arizona would hurry up and indict Trump directly.
I asked, will Trump be put in jail pending his appeal? It didn't answer my question. Secrets, stolen, transferred. This has nothing to do with the question. I asked, will he be put in jail pending his
Unless it's saying he'll be put in jail for the classified documents
secret,
case.
stolen, and transferred.
Or secrets or knowledge of him being moved somewhere.
The secrets were stolen and then transferred somewhere. So I don't know what this means, because this has nothing to do with Mershon throwing him in jail pending trial or pending his appeal.
That's interesting.
It could be because he was trying to keep it secret to steal the elections, but this is saying secrets, stolen, and transferred. So
yeah, this is secrets on the bottom, and I was trying to figure out what's that got to do with anything. I think that he has such an emotional outburst that they change what they do with him. And if I were looking at these cards, I would say the guy's going to have a heart attack or stroke out. He's going to meet mama and daddy on the other side and have a heart attack or something. But I think they're going to do with him, because his mom and dad both had Alzheimer's. I think they're going to make a decision to do something like put him in a mental hospital somewhere, a structure where he can talk on.
Out, because I'll be over there with Matt's little tire thing.
Yeah, we asked one time, will they do a mental assessment of him or something?
I can't wrap my head around it. I really can't. The leading nomination for the Republican Party is a felon out on bail in 4 different jurisdictions with 88 indictments. It was 91 until the guy in Georgia knocked it down to 88, with more coming when Arizona gets it on.
In indictments all over his administration, and some already in jail, like Peter Navarro.
But hey,
he owes the state of New York $140 billion, and this is the guy.
And oh, by the way, the Republicans who are war hawks, who have never met a war that they did not like, are suddenly completely A-okay with clown Mussolini over there stealing all of our secrets and just, here you go. Party favors at Mar-a-Lago. Here's my signature. Here's my autograph on nuclear secrets. Take it home.
Meanwhile, if Obama stood in the Oval Office with Kim Jong-un or Russian spies, they'd have had a conniption and impeached him in the first 30 minutes.
Heads would have exploded.
Good God.
I can't believe I'm here.
Let's take a look at Bannon and Costello. How's his court case going to go? This is his obstruction of Congress, for not appearing like Navarro.
Jake and the Fat Man.
And I wish to God they would charge Jim Jordan, because he did the same damn thing. He didn't testify.
I don't want to be like the shark in the water looking for blood type thing, but Jim Jordan's karma is long overdue. For God's sakes.
Well, and I'm one of those, if you're going to do it, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If you're going to, lock this person up, everybody that did it should be locked up. Steve Bannon. Plus he's listed as a
flight risk, or
no, on that the Chinese billionaire, he's listed in that case, so he may end up getting more charges.
I have a question. Does anybody know, since the Mango Mussolini was found in civil court to have sexually assaulted E. Jean Carroll, is he now a registered sex offender? Or the laws in New York different?
The case was for defamation instead of sexual assault.
Okay.
Unfortunately. which he still lost.
Mm.
Oh, good God. Guess what's on this card?
What is it?
What is it?
Oh my God, the chicken!
Rubber chicken.
It's a chicken!
What card is that?
It's the Ace of Swords.
I'm gonna beat you with the rubber chicken.
What does it say? The perfect tool to cut away any problem and bring a smile to my face. The rubber chicken. Ace of Swords, problem solving, hashtag happy chick.
I cannot believe that. Oh my God. The cards have a sense of humor tonight. Huh?
Oh, good God. Thank you, Lily, again for this. Okay, what was I even doing? What are we reading? St. Bannon. So, Lord have mercy. Get yourself together. Calm down. So with the Six of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands, there's a lot of testimony. Is this about money?
No, this is his for not testifying in Congress.
Okay. There's a lot. Okay, there's where the testimony. So there's a lot of testimony or something like that. So there's conversations that needed to be submitted or something of that nature. Six of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. There is something too around securing a able-bodied person to help him defend. The Nine of Pentacles and the Magician. If I were doing a personal reading for him, I would say beware of dog on the lawyer part, because he may charge you $1,000 to put a stamp on an envelope or something. There's something here around manipulation of very large sums of money, but it's coming from within the camp. So there's that. The Wheel of Fortune, Aces. I mean, but get all you can out of him, because you're going to ruin your reputation, so you might as well. So the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Swords with the Four of Swords, he gets some sort of victory when it comes to timing. So he may be able to delay something or make something pause or something like that. So he does have some sort of victory over that. However, with the Justice card and the Star and the Word of Warning, the future, however, has very bad news or very dire consequence. It ends in the Temperance, and so you will sort of be brought to heel, if you will. So it's not going to go well in the end. It may have a little victory for him in the beginning when it comes to time.
I mean, Navarro only got 4 months. It's like, to me, they should be thrown in for 2 years minimum.
This is about the riot, right? For define the congressional subpoena for a riot? Because
the January 6th committee he defied.
Okay, because there's
January 6th
had to do for the riot, because this is a large group of people that are angry and fighting. There's the mail. Hey, you're supposed to come in and talk to us. Okay. So there's your angry people fighting. There's a subpoena in there, but also his involvement with these angry people that he was sending mail to get them riled up and get them very angry with the heart and the whip losses. So I asked, how's this trial going to go? The one that he's not for the build the wall, but the one that he's going to, is it this week or whatever? And it told me the one for the riot, it's a loss.
It's a loss.
It's bad loss. Like, yeah.
I'm getting he's going to go through some changes here. It's like, fighting, you're out in the cold from it. You're but there's going to be some other evidence that comes up, strong evidence on him that's going to lead into something else. Like I'm getting like another investigator and another leader or something. He's going to end up with more indictments. And I get the bullies isolated. He's got problems. He has got problems with the people he's connected to. So he's got more indictments coming. Couldn't happen to a nicer man. So Michael Cohen is thinking about running for Congress.
He'll get somewhere inside Island.
Will he? In New York.
If I may, if I may, I'm just going to sit on a soapbox real quick for a second. As a United States veteran and a current Department of Defense employee, I would not be able to have a job if I had a criminal record. Why in the hell are criminals allowed? Look at not just Michael Cohen, the one Uncle Tom Black guy in the house for Donald Trump. He's a convicted felon. So somehow regular civilians can't get a job working for the government where you have access to secrets and confidential stuff, but you can walk right into Congress. Make that make sense, because it doesn't register in my brain.
Yeah, we can lock these guys up and then they're going to run for office again in 5-10 years. Like George Santos, he'll be back under a different name.
Was the guy in that stormed the Capitol with the horns. What was that guy's name? The shaman guy. He was running for office.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Meanwhile, you want to run for Senate in the House, and even if it's local, you're still in a decision-making, a very powerful position. Meanwhile, to get a desk job with the NSA, you can't have credit card debt.
Nope.
It's like,
nope.
You have to have the squeakiest of cleans of records just to work in these in particular places, but you can run for a decision-making position and be the worst person in the world.
And not just a decision-making position, Johnny, in a position where you are granted, because of your job, access to highly sensitive information with a criminal freaking record. Yet you take Joe Blow off the street with bad credit who can't get the lowest level of clearance. Too bad you can't have a job. That's okay. Go run for Congress. Apparently you can be a felon, and it's totally cool.
You can't even be a felon and work for 7-Eleven.
What the hell, man? I mean, it's stuff like that makes me angry.
But, yeah, they're okay with Trump paying hush money payment. They're going to be all over Michael Cohen for being involved in that. Yeah, there's a double standard.
They tried. There was like, oh my God, Michael Cohen admitted he stole $130,000 or something from Trump org.
What's that guy's name? The guy in the one black congressman in the House he's a felon. He's a convicted felon. I think it was like for drugs and stealing money and all this other stuff. And yet he is in the halls of Congress. Make that make sense. And then meanwhile, while you're trying to make that make sense, make a freaking felon with 88 charges about to try to make that make sense.
Run for the highest office in the land.
I don't understand it. What the hell?
I don't think he will. There's the 6 of Cups and the Strength card. He may be trying to gauge support as well, or there's still some support building that needs to happen there with the 6 of Cups and the Strength card. The Queen of Wands and Queen of Swords, there's a lot more plans in action. Like, you're not at that stage yet where you need to be running for office, especially when you're testifying and then all your business is still coming out too. Mind you, keep in mind, mea culpa does not work on everybody. And so you're going to have to do a lot more relationship building. I think half the problem too with left-wing media is they take anybody anti-Trump and then hail them as a hero and put them on TV. And then when they get put in front of the Rachel Maddows or something, they think they're accepted by everybody. No, we're just watching because we're curious, not that we like you. And so you still have some relationship building that you need to do. And then the moon and the world, the moon is still unknowns and the world is completion or bigger picture. You got something else you need to be looking at first. So I would say don't do it, but I don't think it is.
I'd say no. I got the garden and the book next, but that may have something to do with my rant about, someone that has a shady ass felonious. I don't even know if that's the word passed, can get access to stuff that most people can't. I get a no. I mean, it could be something about a book deal. Maybe he writes another book. I don't know, but it's like no. Mm-mm.
Yeah, he's too erratic, too unpredictable is what I'm getting. So I get he gives up because he's kind of bullied out of there. His associations with Trump and everybody's looking at him a little differently. So he will be successful in something else, but it's not politics. It's
And not to
something else that he's thought about doing for a while, and he's got friends to help him do it. So whatever that is.
and not to mention also, well, this is not to bag on Michael Cohen. I am a sucker for a redemption story, except when it comes to Trump. I like to see a person that went down the wrong path have their moment of reckoning and turn it around and, oh yeah, I see the light. I am not an a-hole where I'm like, nah, you might suffer forever. I don't trust the guy, but I'm a sucker for a redemption story. With that said, let's all remember too, he lost his bar license. So he can't even practice law. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. You know, and I don't know of him being so public. You know, the celebrity that he has, because he's the one guy that stuck it to Trump because he went to jail for Trump. So the media wants to hype him up as this thing where he's just a guy that made a bunch of mistakes that
got caught
by following Trump. You know, that doesn't mean roll out the red carpet to Washington for him.
Let's not forget he lied to Congress until he got caught in it, and that's when he flipped. You know, that's when he started telling the truth because he knew, okay, I'm caught now.
Yeah,
because I mean, you know, God bless him for finally saying, okay, I can't keep running from this here. Let me mea culpa. Great, fine.
Yep.
I am a horrible person, and so once you show me once, I think that's who you are forever, even if you flip it and turn it around. And yes, I've been that person too. When I was 15, I couldn't dare talk to that person then because that person was horrible. But now I'm not that person, but people have the right to redemption. You just don't have the right to my vote because of it.
Mm-hmm. Or for the media to turn you into a celebrity in the eyes of the public.
Mm-hmm.
Because all the media really does is speculation and ratings.
What do you think's going to happen? Let's talk to Joyce Vance for the 800th time, or such and such, and like, you know. And Liz Cheney, remember, she was a hero too because she was on the committee, and it's like.
And regardless of all of Liz Cheney's horrible freaking ideas, abortion until after birth, lady, that's not a thing. Okay, like, despite all that, oh look, she's a hero. She's against Donald Trump on insurrection. Well, I would hope so. You know, I mean,
see the ones who are not, and so yeah. Anyway,
so
can I ask another off-topic question?
Yeah,
it's not
like your last one.
It's not completely out of the realm, but I had a curiosity. I wrote it down about the Nikki Haley voters, about what they're thinking now. What are their next moves? Like, is she going to bring a lot of them with her? Because mind you, Donald said, I don't want them. We don't need them. So what happens now to that chunk of that party?
Now that she's saying she's going to vote for Trump, what are Nikki voting?
I'll tell you what, if I was a Nikki Haley voter and she said all that stuff about Trump and I'm running because I don't want to be like that, and then she turns around and said, no, go vote for Trump, I would give her the 2 1-finger salutes and tell her to pack sand. Because you must really think that's stupid.
She thought on that debate stage, I can be the anti-Trump, go full on anti-Trump, and all those conservatives will come running back to the Republican Party. And it's like, nope.
Your name is Nimarata. They were never going to vote for you.
Mm-mm. But I mean, still, she took like a good 20% because she was the anti-Trump nominee.
Because mind you, Republicans don't learn. They would rather go with the guy who loses them everything than with a potential person who can get Biden to run for his money.
Because those voters that were voting for Nikki that are still writing her in on ballots, because she's out of the race, those voters are like anyone but Trump. Like, they're going to vote for Biden with Nikki not being there.
decisions to be made. Two of Swords, Four of Pentacles. They are still clinging, or Four of Cups. They are clinging to those ideas, but they're very despondent. They're like, this is not a good choice. I don't want to have to do this one. Seven of Cups, confusion, the devil. They fear as though she has gone to the. Now, here's the thing, too, though. Okay. I always sometimes hate to, like when we do tableaus and then everything in it sounds bad because it's Donald Trump. Like, where's the nice stuff in his life? I always think. But the cards are only going to show you what's there, not because you want to be fair and balanced and see something cute. No, what's there is what's there. Read it and keep it moving to the next thing. If you're going to ask, you're going to tell. But it's like, how do you look at Nimarata and think this is a good decision when she's still a Republican that worked in his administration and stood right beside him that entire time while he was the worst person on earth and then jumped ship at the end when everybody else did? We're not talking about some paragon of integrity here. She's still the same person she was when she worked for him. So if she was a horrible person then, she's a horrible person now. But what made her a good person then and a good person now to you? Just because she's anti-Trump, everybody's anti-Trump. Okay, vote for Joe Biden. He's anti-Trump. Why are you going to vote for her? She showed you who she was already. This has nothing to do with her. It has everything to do with you being fooled by the same person who fooled you the first time. She never had integrity, and she's now showed you that. So what are you going to do now? They don't know. They're confused.
You get that they're confused?
Mm-hmm. Wandering, searching within themselves.
I get that her base was very happy, a very happy base. Now they're extremely critical and angry because they see this as the moon is fame, your reputation for her celebrity, and that she's a liar, and they feel betrayed.
Again, betrayed by Trump, now betrayed by Nikki.
You know, because if you look at these, they were happy. Now they're very angry. Chronic liar. You see what I'm saying? And you know, the base thought that she was in good standing with her base, and now they're seeing her as another performance artist that was just trying to get recognition. But ultimately we got took by the chronic liar. So was she really telling the truth about this policy? Was she telling the truth about that policy? And then when the people that are completely anti-Trump in her base, because this right here says this base was like committed to be the opposition to something that they saw as a threat from a known liar, Trump. And now they see her as the same thing. She'll do anything, she'll say anything just to get the vote. So what else did she say in her campaign that was a lie?
They are casting judgment on her. They do, like, they think she's crazy. Like, what are you doing? They don't understand. You know, she was the other option. You know, the bully Trump. You know, she was the one they were going to vote for. Now they feel stuck. I get they're either going to lay low from the elections and not vote because they are not voting for the loser Trump. They are not going to change their votes to him. No way in hell. Or in secret, they're going to vote for Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
And just not talk about it. You know, they'll do it in secret.
This is out of all the millions of Americans in this country, this is the best the Republican Party could do.
Yes.
The best. And the entire platform was anti-abortion, anti-immigrants, anti-Social Security, anti-healthcare, pro-corporate overrule, and pro-Trump. That's it.
I was not of course, Mitt Romney fan or a John McCain fan, but they were Republicans that you could see running for president. Like, these are people, they do horrible things, yes, but
I may not agree with their whole agenda, but they had some integrity.
They were still that politician type thing. They weren't criminal in the way they behaved. It's like, I don't agree with nothing they say, but I'm not going to throw a stone at them or wish them to go to jail. Now it's like, why is that person not in jail? Why is this person not in jail? Why is that person not?
And you got to think, Johnny, going back to what you said, that you're a believer in karma. Karma has a damn sense of humor, because for the whole year, the whole time he was campaigning around against Hillary Clinton, lock her up. Lock her up. He went a whole 5 years on a lock her up slogan. And who was here 8 years later about to be locked the F up?
But they were just chanting that a couple of weekends ago at one of his rallies. He's still, like, people live rent free in his head. He started talking about Hillary and getting them chanting lock her up.
Hillary
It's
doesn't
like,
have a mugshot.
Last time I checked, Hillary Clinton was not the one sitting in criminal trial with 88 freaking felony charges on her in 4 different jurisdictions.
You mad they couldn't find her emails? They found all yours.
we have to look at Justice Alito.
Oh, Jesus Christian.
And it's
Who did
black.
it this time? The dog?
I saw today, Jenny. I think I saw it on Midas Touch with Michael Popak, was saying that they're talking about impeaching him. I'm like, good. Take Clarence Thomas too. Take Clarence Thomas too, because both of them are bought and paid for. Both of them.
They also have Dick Durbin and Sheldon Whitehouse have requested for Roberts to remove them from any cases involving January 6th or Donald Trump or anything like that. To upgrade the code of conduct, there's a guy in Tennessee that has filed for censorship. I don't know what that means with a judge, if that takes him off the cases.
I think it's like a slap on the wrist. I think was it Ben Meiselas or Michael Popak that explained it, but it's nothing serious. It's kind of like a bad.
To impeach, it has to start in the House and then move to the Senate. We know, we could probably get enough votes in the Senate to impeach, but I don't know. Even that, is tough. You'd have to get it.
We would have to wait until after the elections, because the problem would be Kristen Sinema, and she's on her way out because Gallego's about to take her seat, and Joe Manchin, who's another sensationalist that likes to hold stuff up. But I think
you also got the let's give him a chance. What's her name? Cindy from Maine or wherever.
Susan, what's her
Susan
face?
Collins. Susan Collins.
I think
so that's my question. To me, they're not going to be able to remove him until after the elections, until January 3rd, when we swear in our new Congress. And there's also talk about, upping the count on the Supreme Court. So will Alito eventually get impeached off of the Supreme Court?
Did you hear about the other thing too? The other flag that he was flying in one of his
at the beach house. Yeah, that's why I said he's had another flag problem.
I guess it's a flag that the Christian nationalists fly.
Yeah, with the pine tree and something about heaven, but it's another Christian nationalist one. And he's so smug and blaming his wife. It's like,
I just gotta love it. These women hating, misogynistic a-holes that
she's just gonna take it
barefoot and pregnant, except their wives, because Jenny Thomas makes a few $1 million a year. Women should have no rights barefoot and pregnant, but then something happened. My wife did it. Now
talking about taking away birth control, they really just don't want women in the workforce or anything.
And it wasn't just birth control, Jen. They're also talking about banning condoms. So yay, STDs.
Well,
can't wait. That's going to be so much fun. Oh my God.
We know Trump spread a few of his own, right?
I mean,
he is a STD.
Have fun praying away herpes. That should be.
They can do one of them commercials. My name is Susan Collins, and I haven't had a flare-up since July 13th.
Older people can get STDs too.
Oh, mercy. I'll believe it when I see it, but there is defeat and then a confirmation. So this is a yes, that's a defeat. That's word of warning, defeat, and then it starts with the sun. It ends in the Two of Cups, so it's almost like a resignation more so, because this is a deal that struck. But there's plans to at least bring such a thing to the table. So we'll see.
I get a yes. There's a commitment to it because this one was, I was going to stop here and I was like, well, let me get some more just to get insight. So this answered my question. Yes, because his spirituality is very problematic. Very problematic with the tree and the clouds. So the tree is your spirituality, your health. Big problem. So
they're going to sacrifice him. It's like he's going to lose. They're going to do an investigation on the higher court. And the bully that sided with the insurrectionists and everything, he's going to be surprised. He will get impeached. And there'll be a new nominee to the court then. The other thing,
do Clarence Thomas too. Do Clarence Thomas.
There's going to be stuff that comes out about how he lied to Congress, like Roe is settled law, all
Then
those kind of things.
Because COVID Barrett said the same thing, and so did Bear Kavanaugh.
Like that's going to be a part of it, not just his political ideology and stuff. That's
nope, that's settled law. And then turn around, nope, give it back to the states. Oh, you want to keep Trump off the ballot for insurrection? When we said leave it to the states, not so much like that, that's
it's like, Alita, go out there and fly some more flags. We'll see you in January.
Because I have no involvement whatsoever in the flying of the flag. It was briefly placed by Mrs. Alito in response to a neighbor's use of objectionable and personally insulting language on yard signs. So there is a yard sign in your yard that I object to, so I'm going to fly my flag upside down.
And then what's his excuse for the flag in New Jersey? His dog put it up? The dog put that one up.
So you see something, Matt, so you take that makes zero sense, sir.
Anybody, as I think it was Ben Mysato said, anybody driving past that house on the beach would see that flag. And no,
all you need is some crazy redneck Budweiser guy to go think that you're some sort of anti-American this and burn your whole house down.
Well, that would kind of be a blessing in this case. For this particular a-hole, that would be a blessing. That would be karma going, I told you, a-hole. I told you.
Off topic too. Do y'all have the same drinking cup?
Yes. Because Ali P sent them to us.
Okay.
Thank you, Ali P. We've been using those for a year now. It's the cherry blossoms.
Okay.
That's a yes. That fell out while you were asking me.
Coincidence or what's happening here?
Well, I had 2 cups here, so I was going back and forth.
I'm so happy I ain't got to work tomorrow, so that means I can stay up all late while you guys are talking. I'm gonna go down to Winco right here, get a couple things because I want steak fries, but I ate them all.
That sounds good too.
Steak fries are so good, Johnny.
Okay, I got a quick yes no, and then I have a funny question to close with. Does Todd Blanche and Susan Nicholas, or however you say her last name, the lawyer for Trump in the hush money case, do they regret taking Trump on as a client? Yes, no.
Todd Blanche Devereaux.
As you read all his orange turd stuff on the court records.
We just got a text message from Allie that said, "You're welcome." He just texted us.
He's watching.
Yes, no, I would say yes. With the 6 of Cups, there is maybe something childish going on, but this is also like a return to safety type of thing, to where you can return back to when things were simpler or when you were safe, being inside the castle walls type thing. Too late.
I know, right? Name recognition, but You're unhireable now. I got a yes too with the stars. Like Johnny was saying, like, yep, everybody knows you.
These
Good luck getting
these
a
are yeses. They should have asked more questions and thought about it more. All right. Little Baron, he's 18 now. He's voting age. Is he voting for his daddy?
Lord have mercy.
In secret, in private, in your own little. Yeah, I worry about Eric now. AI on Google, it feeds off of algorithms, right? Like people that ask the same questions over and over again. Well, somebody apparently was asking what to do when your cheese won't stick to your pizza. And Google was like, they're trying to correct it. It was saying, glue your cheese onto the pizza. It's like, oh, I eat paste would love that.
I get a no, and it might come from his mother because there's the woman here that's significantly suffering.
That doesn't want to be first lady again.
So there's a woman that's important that's significantly suffering. So I don't know if that's his mom. I doubt that it's his sisters because that whole family dynamic looks bad AF. Like with family like that, who needs enemies sort of thing. So I get a no, but it's coming from here because he sees this woman suffering.
I'm getting a no too. And again, because of Melania, I get like he's assessing and trying to make a decision and everything and trying to work out the details and stuff. But he turns his back. He turns his back on Republicans, I get.
The cross is also guilt. So what your mama be doing with criminal daddy over there that, tax evasion and on Melania too? Because those taxes didn't write themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, so cross is suffering, but it's also guilt and punishment. So
I mean, this poor kid's having to watch a trial, being talked about nonstop, where his dad was with the porn star while your mom was pregnant.
And here somebody does it for him.
Oh, writes it in for him.
So somebody's got his ballot and they do it because it's like it's yes, but it's not active. So it's like he doesn't do it; somebody else does it.
Jana, it's not his dad because. Sorry, what was that?
It was already planned. He's probably never going to see a ballot at all during all this.
For Jana, it's not a man. It is woman, key, cross. So unless Donald Trump is a cross-dresser and has female reproductive parts, it is not him. It is a woman. So just saying.
Well, next week we'll be on Becca's channel. Dave from Dave Johnson is going to be joining us. And I forgot to mention, I'm doing a video with Dave also. Ooh, when is it? June 6th, U.S. time. It'll be June 7th in Australia.
Oh, yeah,
So y'all can watch for that next week. We're going to do a video together. But he'll be on Petty Boots next Sunday with us. And for those who want to sign up for my seminar, 8 a.m. Central Time tomorrow, it will open up on my website magically and you can register. For those coming in June, I can't wait to see you all. It's just a couple of weeks away.
And for those coming in June, if you want a Jen Lynn t-shirt, you can get one from the Tarot's Apprentice store.
Yeah, just go to Johnny's channel and click on the store. Well, thank you all, and have a wonderful day tomorrow if you're enjoying it with your family, and we will see you next Sunday.